Good morning. Jesus is Lord. Thank God. The Word works. So we've been looking at, will God answer your prayers? We established that yes, He will, according to the Word. And then we're looking at, when does He establish? When does He answer our prayers? When does He establish our petitions? So a scripture that we looked at yesterday, Jeremiah 1:12, God Himself says, I will hurry to perform my word. I will hasten my word to perform it. What's He going to perform? You're whining and complaining? You're talking about what you don't have? No. He said, I will hasten my word to perform it. And then in Isaiah, I believe it was 65:24, God Himself said, before they call, I will answer. And while they are yet speaking, I will hear. So he doesn't say anything about, in my timing, I will answer your prayers. No, He said, before they call, I will answer. But notice, you do still have to call. And while they are yet speaking, in other words, His ear is attentive to your every request. His ear is attentive to your prayers. So our confession is exactly what the Word says. We only say what the Word says. Before I call, my Father answers. And while I'm yet speaking, my Father hears. And He hurries to perform His word for me. So put those words in your mouth. Listen to what David said in Psalms chapter 50, verse 15. And call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me. He said, call on me in the day of trouble. I will deliver you. Then in Psalm 77 verse 2, let's go to, here it is, Psalms 20 verse 1. The Lord hear thee when? In the day of trouble. The name of the God of Jacob defend thee. He defends you against the enemy Satan. He defends you, and He establishes your right and your cause. And I believe it's Psalms 24, David said, the Lord is our refuge and strength, a very present help in the time of trouble. That's what David expected God to do, a very present help. In other words, David expected God to be there for him immediately. And do you know what? God was there for him, not only what He expected him to do, but when He expected him to do it. Let me read you another verse that David said in Psalms chapter 70, verse 1. He said, make haste, O God, to deliver me. Make haste to help me, O Lord. Notice, first of all, who was he expecting to help him? His children, his spouse, the government? No. He was expecting God, the creator of the universe, our creator, the God who is the God of all flesh, to help him. So he said, make haste to help me, O God. Make haste to deliver me. And then in verse 6 he says, but he said, for I am poor and needy. Make haste unto me, O Lord. And then he said, O Lord, make no tarrying. He said, make haste, O Lord, to help me. Wait a minute. Make haste unto me, O Lord. Thou art my help and my salvation. O Lord, make no tarrying. So he declared what God was to him. And he said, and make no tarrying. He was bold when he talked to the Father. Lord, don't tarry. Make haste to help me. Make haste to help me right now. So David's attitude, no, not David's attitude. David's faith was, and his expectancy was, that God would be right there when he called on him to help him, and that God would hurry to help him. And so David got exactly what he believed for, and the when he believed for it. Well, you're going to love this tomorrow, because I'm going to show you where an example of where David did call on the Lord, and he established a time frame, and we're going to see whether or not God responded to that. Tune in tomorrow. Have a great day. Remember, Jesus is Lord. Thank God the word works.